The Bible mentions angels who fell from heaven, but it never fully explains why. It tells us that it happened, not how, not what pushed them to disobey. Today, we're going to look at what the Bible says, and what ancient texts, like the Book of Enoch, reveal in greater detail. This is not a story of chaos or accident. It is a story of choice, of rebellion, forbidden knowledge, and consequences that reshape the spiritual order. By the end of this video, you will understand why angels fell from heaven, and why this question still matters today. The Bible tells us that some angels fell from heaven, but it gives very little detail about how or why this happened. What we do know is simple and unsettling. These beings crossed a boundary they were not meant to cross. In biblical language, this act is described as disobedience, not confusion, not ignorance. A conscious decision to step outside divine order. Something changed when angels chose their own will over God's command. Ancient texts expand on this idea. They describe angels who were not satisfied with their role. They wanted more knowledge, more influence, more closeness to the human world. And that desire became the first crack in heaven's structure. Disobedience was only the beginning. What followed was something deeper, rebellion. Not an accident, but a choice. A decision rooted in free will. The Bible presents angels as beings who serve God. But service does not mean the absence of choice. Some angels questioned their position. They challenged the order they were created to uphold. And in doing so, they redefined their own existence. The Book of Enoch gives this rebellion a clearer shape. It speaks of angels who agreed together to break divine law. Not one voice acting alone, but many acting as one. A coordinated defiance that transformed servants into fallen beings. Rebellion was not driven by anger alone. It was fueled by desire. A desire for knowledge that was not permitted. Knowledge meant to remain beyond angelic reach. Ancient texts describe angels who became fascinated by humanity. They watched human life closely. Its freedom. Its creativity. Its physical existence. And slowly, observation turned into longing. The Book of Enoch explains that these angels chose to descend. They wanted to teach, to share secrets of the heavens. But this act of teaching was also an act of corruption. Forbidden knowledge entered the human world, and nothing remained unchanged. The fall of angels did not go unanswered. According to ancient texts, divine judgment followed. Not immediately, but decisively. The Book of Enoch describes angels being bound and removed from heaven. Cut off from their original place. Separated from divine presence. Their fall was not just a descent, it was an exile. The Bible echoes this idea in fragments. Angels kept in chains. Spirits confined until a future judgment. These references suggest that the fall reshaped the spiritual order itself. Something was broken. And the consequences reached far beyond heaven. The fall of angels was not just a distant event. It was a moment of separation. A choice that changed the structure of the spiritual world. According to the Bible and ancient texts, this fall was caused by disobedience, rebellion, and a desire for forbidden knowledge. Not weakness, but decision. If angels could choose to step outside divine order, what does that say about free will? About obedience? About the hidden boundaries between the divine and the human? Many of these texts were once studied, copied, and preserved. Some were later removed. Others were simply forgotten. And that leaves us with an open question. If these writings were once considered important enough to record, what else might we be missing today? If this kind of exploration resonates with you, you may want to stay with us. There are other forgotten texts, other hidden connections, still waiting to be uncovered.